We're live worldwide.
All right, it is 7:10. I will call the September 15th meeting of the Finance Committee to order. Present, we have Brandon, Bonnie, Paula, Zach, Gavin, Paul, Bill, myself, and on Zoom we have Kevin. I didn't miss anybody? All right, so what's first on our agenda for list of warrant articles?
List of
Oh, finance.
Oh, town fine. Well, I'm seeing
Finances.
this. Oh, that's just a distributor. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
how about an introduction of the new town manager before we get down to business?
That guy at the end of the table.
Mark Gould, pleased to meet everyone. I'm glad that we have a large finance committee representing a broad cross-section of the residents. And I'm actually technically still on the finance committee of North Attleboro. I need to do something about that very soon. So I'm very plugged into the financial world and looking forward to working with everyone on this. I previously worked for the Department of Revenue for the state. I was an attorney in the Municipal Finance Law Bureau. I live in North Attleboro. I have 2 young kids, and we spend our time playing football and going to community events. So I'm happy to be here.
Welcome.
Welcome.
How about we introduce ourselves to him as well? Just say hello.
Bill Rotundi, on this committee for probably too long, in finance for my day job.
Paul Schleicher, retired from the Norton Fire Department, starting my 45th year, my 9th year as chief when I retired. Retired in 2019, just before COVID.
And Sandy Allerhead, we met today. I am a teacher, math teacher, and I have been on FinCom for a little over 3 years.
Gavin Cabbage. This is my second year on FinCom, and I'm a software engineer during the day.
Well, you already know who I am from the search committee, but if you don't know what I do, I own a food manufacturing company out of New Bedford.
Hi, I'm Paula Daniels. I am a director of development at a nonprofit. I think you know my boss, Rick, Rick Doan. I have served on this committee for 2 terms.
Hello, Bonnie Yazikevich. This is 8 years for me on the committee, and by day I am a social worker and a director at a nonprofit.
Brandon Noble. This is my second year. I'm a director of engineering applications at Boston Dynamics by day, and a father of 4 at night. And yeah, lots going on.
Excellent.
All right.
Pleasure to meet y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
You
should
still
we-
have one on Zoom? No? Did we lose it?
Oh, yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, I've been on the finance committee for 4 years, and by day I am the viral vector finance leader for Thermo Fisher at their site in Plainville.
All right. What's that?
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Should we get started with an overview of the town finances update and discussion?
Sure, I'll put our town accountant on the spot. Mr. Puello, do you have an update?
Is this on? Good evening, everyone. So we are on our 3rd month of the fiscal year and getting ready to present, hopefully next week or the week after, the budget supplements for the to finalize the fiscal year 26 budget. So far, everything looks in line. Receipts are coming in as expected, and expenditures are also, nothing has come in that's unexpected as of right now, but it's only been 2.5 months. That's the current fiscal year. I don't know if you guys want to get into since I'm already up here, the free cash, or
Yeah, that would be great. If you can you give us a little bit of a breakdown of where that that final number came from?
So free cash was $4.6 million, which was lower than last year and then the year before that too. The makeup of it was mostly local receipts surpluses and appropriation returns in the amount of about $700,000. The appropriation returns, that's the lowest figure we've returned in 10 years. It reflects that the budgets have gotten tighter and tighter. As far as the local receipts, we've always been very conservative in estimating the revenues so that we can generate free cash. And there was a decline compared to the year before, but we still generated enough to have free cash.
Okay.
There was also unused leftover free cash from the year before of approximately, I believe, 300,000 or so. That made up the number.
All right. Can we just get, I think you did a spreadsheet before of the different departments and what each one of them turned back. Can we just get an updated version of that?
Sure. I don't know if that was already emailed or not, but I can always send it back. Send it again.
I have not
Does
seen
anybody
it.
else see it?
Yeah. All right. I'll make sure you guys get it tomorrow.
Thank you. Any other questions for James?
I have more comment, Madam Chair.
Yes.
So you said budget supplements. So just to at least bring the new town manager, Mr. Gould, up to speed. Last year was a tight fiscal year. And we didn't borrow. We took $500,000 from stabilization to fund the schools. We funded every department in full with the exception of the police department, which I believe we owe them somewhere in the vicinity of $150,000, give or take. I don't have the number offhand. So when you say budget supplements, other than that, I wouldn't expect any. I mean, am I missing something? I thought the agreement was we funded everybody, unless there's,
Well-
unpaid bills or something small, but I thought we funded everybody full request pretty much last year.
The majority of it is going to be long-term debt
Okay.
supplements and adjustments. As you know, we issued the final borrowing on the senior center and the town hall project June 18th, which was way after town meeting. So now we have the final numbers, and we will be supplementing those budgets in order to be able to pay the bonds.
But that's
back.
on debt exclusion.
Yes, correct. And also the fire roof is not that excluded, but
Which capital, I believe. We
No.
had already, I think, we had put two payments of $300,000, I believe, into their
Renovations.
renovations. I thought that
roof.
was part of the roof, was part of that too.
the roof was a separate article for 304,000 as I believe it was a year and a half ago or a year
Okay,
ago.
and they just approved it, I think the select board at $256,000. The last meeting I said, so they should have a surplus there.
They will. We haven't borrowed the money yet, so.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
do you
actually,
have
we
a-
did borrow the money on in June. So if the surplus, we will have to reallocate to another project at a future town meeting once the project is completed.
So other than that, what are they, do you have a number on any of the budget requests, from departments? Budget supplements, I should say?
So they're
Well, since I'm here, I can tell you that my seminars and conferences was cut without my knowledge. I found out the day of, and it was too late to ask for a supplement. But the amount of money I have in my seminars and conferences line is not enough for me to attend more than one conference.
But I
usually
believe
go
that
to
was a
three.
small, what are we talking, $10,000?
No, $400.
Okay. Okay.
sorry, my microphone's not working. I need it for the Zoom. Don't go far. So yes, it looks like these aren't final numbers I have in front of me. We're getting all the submissions from the departments, and there's a lot of placeholders in the town meeting agenda. What I have, and don't hold me to this, please, is police department 90,000,
Okay.
which is less than 150, and police department equipment an additional 1,000, and vehicles an additional 1,000, so 92,000. And then there was one other department that was, I believe it was the assessors, was 1,000 or 2,000.
And that's all you have?
That's all.
All right, we can live with that.
Yeah, for the assessor's department, there was a mistake made on the calculation of the salaries for one employee.
I can live with that, those numbers.
How much is the expenditures for your loans gonna be? How much more out of the free cash we looking at to fund what you need for the debt exclusions and stuff? You said there's new numbers now. What are you looking at? a
Well,
ballpark?
the debt exclusion, the additional money we're gonna be taxing is gonna be close to 400,000 more.
Coming out of the free cash, basically?
No, that comes out of the taxes, so it does not affect
Cash.
the free cash at all.
Okay.
So last year the total payment was like 3.6 million. This year's gonna be closer to 4 million. It's 3.9 and change for the debt excluded projects. That includes both buildings, the athletic fields, plus the high school renovations from 10 years ago.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
James, do you know what the, our liability is for committed capital projects where we've got to make a fourth or a fifth payment or anything like that, that we need to make sure we take some of the free cash to fund, even if we don't buy new stuff?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I do know that there are a few trucks at the highway department, at least two of them that are on a 5-year schedule. Some of them may be on the 3rd year. I'll have to look at it to let you know.
We have no choice but to fund those.
Yes, so the free cash, is 4.6 million. We already have $500,000 coming out from there to
Stabilization.
put it back into the stabilization fund. The current year budget is using close to $2 million worth of free cash. So we are forced to put at least $2 million aside to fund fiscal year 27. Otherwise, we're going to be making cuts the fiscal year 27 budget. Also, the ambulance account used $228,000 over and above what was planned. I don't know if that's going to come again from the ambulance account next year or if it's going to be coming from free cash. So we have to keep that in mind. So more than half of the free cash is already spoken for. And we still have to fund OPEB, any articles that may need funding, and also the capital account, which we typically put close to $1 million into it in order to be able to buy our capital equipment without having to go out to borrow more money.
Madam Chair, can I suggest that you provide that list so we know exactly what might be
Yes.
left to even look at? Because I'd like to see us do more than the 500 back in the stabilization, figuring that we're gonna have problems again next year.
gonna have
even
any more money.
Above the 2 million you're talking, James. You know?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Zach.
So, James, I'll give you a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. My motion is going to be, when it comes up on the agenda, is to put $1 million in stabilization and $1 million into capital. What does that look like, and your opinion on that?
I think that it would be too much money to be placed on the stabilization fund at this time. We still also have to, as you know, we established a new compensated absences trust fund. At the Maytown meeting, we started with $1,149,000. We're down to $970,000 around there. We're trying to get that back above $1 million. So we need to put something in there. I don't know exactly how much the town manager is going to agree to put in there, to place in that fund, because there will be other retirements coming up, and we don't want to deplete the fund completely. We want the fund to be able to generate enough interest to help offset some of the expenses that are going to be coming out of it.
So we had 4.6 million in free cash. If we took hypothetically 2 million out for stabilization and capital, you'll have 2.6 million. You want to roll $2 million into next year's budget. 600,000 won't cover all those line items that you suggested, which would be 90,000 for the police department, OPEB, and whatever else you just mentioned, all the other liabilities, that wouldn't be enough money? $600,000?
It'd be cutting it very close. You also have to remember we set aside 200,000 or so for snow and ice potential deficits.
Yes.
If we have a good season and it doesn't snow, then we don't need it. But if it snows a lot, we're gonna have to take the money out of free cash to make that account whole. Also, I believe your reserve account is lower than usual, and I would suggest that it be brought back to what it should be.
Okay, thank you.
The reserve fund.
FinCom reserve.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I just want to clarify, when you brought up I think it was about 4 million for the long-term debt, you said taxes, that's from the debt exclusion that passed, right?
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's why that extra payment will not affect the finances, because whatever the payment is, the taxes are going up by the exact same amount.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for James? Or in general, on the town finances update in any of the different materials that we got here? No, we're good. All right. Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
Thanks, James.
Anytime.
All right. Looks like next up on the agenda is town report submission. Is that?
Can you hear me from here?
That needs to be turned up. You can barely, is there a volume control in front of you there?
I have not that I'm aware of. I have the same microphone. Oh, there it is. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Probably behind, it's on the wall, I think, back there. Behind Bill.
No, he just looked out.
I think you're good as long as you speak right into it.
Okay.
White.
How's that?
That's good.
So, town meeting warrant is still being finalized. There are presently 23 articles, and as you can see, there's a lot of placeholders within them. I'm not sure how the committee wants me to proceed. I can go one by one and then share what I know about each. I can give you the high points. I've met with about half the department heads so far, so there's probably more that I don't know than I know. I'm happy to give you any sneak previews.
Do you want to just give us an overview? Does that sound good? And especially like anything financial, I was going to ask which of these articles are going to need free cash, if any.
So I don't even think we've discussed that yet.
Okay.
Generally, my policy would be if we can find a low value one, we should hit that with free cash rather than bond for it.
Okay.
But just going through, taking it from the top, unpaid bills, and feel free to jump in and correct me if I misspeak. Likely around 20 to 30,000, I believe. Just for bills that we received after June 30th that weren't paid for whatever reason. One of them's Verizon. The other one or two slips my mind at present. By law.
And how much are you thinking? Because normally that's literally like $1,000 or less kind of a line item because it's just a couple of stray bills. I don't think it's ever been anywhere near like a $30,000 bill before.
Right.
Encumber funds, right, James? They usually.
So the flyover company forgot to bill us timely. So
That
that,
already included in last year, so now it's kicked into free cash, and we're gonna kick it back out the other way. If you paid it.
right, so that was turned back.
Apologize.
It was budgeted. We had sufficient funds. They just didn't send us the bill, so we couldn't pay them. So that's the difference. Besides that, I agree. It should generally be under 10,000.
Yeah, it's a. That sucks.
Bylaw amendment. So this would be to restructure the salaries for the non-union personnel. There's a schedule floating around somewhere, but it includes like the fire chief, police chief, potential DPW director, town manager's assistants. So that's still an open item at this point. Operating budget amendments. I think that was the supplemental we just discussed. Water and sewer. I need to get with Frank. I have my intro meeting with him this week, I believe. Capital improvements. Again, I'm not really sure where we are on this. I need to come back to you hopefully next week with solid numbers. So this would be for what we're planning on funding this year, I believe. This wouldn't be the 5-year capital. And actually, I understand that we need to organize a capital committee before I bring it back to you. And then you would approve or reject, or, you would advise on the recommendations, the joint recommendations from the capital committee and the town manager.
Madam Chair? If I may interrupt you for a second. James, do you know what the balance is in the capital fund currently? It's in here somewhere? Yeah. 264, okay.
So town meeting date is what? Sandy?
What's that?
What's the town meeting?
Oh, October 20th.
That's the problem. We don't have a whole lot of weeks to play with.
No.
We don't have a lot of weeks to get a lot of this together with an October 20th town meeting date and deadlines that we have to meet. Statutory, we have to vote on stuff a certain amount of time in advance too, James, right? So, it'll be tight.
We're voting on our capital person tonight, right? Capital improvements representative tonight, so
Yeah,
that should get
yeah.
that going.
We'll have our rep on it at least. Yeah.
Right, so we'll get that scheduled as soon as we can. I think we're penciling in next Wednesday. Michelle's usually the one that schedules it, so we'll get that on the books as soon as we can. Next is an engineering study. That's a placeholder. Again, I got to get with Frank on that and see if that's needed at all. That was just a broad item that was placed on there. Number 9 is for Barrows Court. So I do have an update on that. It's not set in stone yet, but I performed a site visit there with our conservation department and the board of, what was the other? With 2 departments anyways. And the plan in highway, that's what it was. So Jared from Highway is planning on a temporary fix to Barrows Court before the frost hits in November. We're hopeful, optimistic that will work. Nonetheless, he's putting together an estimate for a more permanent fix. So there will be an ask for number 9. And the more permanent fix will be, he's writing it up now, but it'll be about 200 feet of pipe that he can get in there with a backhoe and replace. So that's the budget option, what I would recommend if it was my property, rather than what Weston and Sampson is recommending, which is a $400,000 study to start that wouldn't include any of the construction. So as you can see, our plan is fiscally responsible to try to fix it without any appropriation, but to ask for something just so we don't have to go back to the well in the spring if the temporary fix doesn't work.
Madam Chair?
Yes, second.
I believe we approved at the previous town meeting, if my memory serves me, if anybody else remembers here, about, I think, $50,000 for engineering for Barrows Court. So I think there is money in that account, so you do have some funds already that were approved at a previous town meeting. I don't know what that, I think it's 50,000, but don't quote me.
Materials.
And that's just for engineering, not construction also, or we'd have to check that.
You have to check for engineering. So I don't know if any money's been spent on that, but there is some money and approved it. Maybe if you're not going to spend it on engineering, then we can reallocate some of those funds towards the repair.
That's certainly an option. I we're gonna exhaust all avenues before we start paying engineers substantial sums of money.
Been around for 50 years, maybe, at least, close to that, Barrows Court.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been a long time before it had this failure, so you'd think there'd be a way of making it right without redoing the whole shooting match.
There definitely should be, and we're looking into all avenues to make this right that are the most economical and will hopefully stop it from recurring again. Engineering, and this is related to an administrative consent order to bring our water in compliance with the new federal standard. I have to get with Frank on this, but we're talking a substantial sum of money for PFAS, and I'm looking at all options to see what we can do to address the broader issue, which is all of our wells or finding a new water source potentially. There's a lot of expenses here. So right now I believe it would just be a placeholder for design, and I don't want to guess horribly high or horribly low, so
Madam Chair,
Yes, Paul.
James, from the town manager's enlightenment,
Can you speak into the mic, Paul?
I'm sorry, did we not approve money to tie into a desalinization plant, and did we ever get that money back since it didn't happen a few years back to connect right up 495 to a new plant? I thought we bought into that, and
Like 10 years?
yeah, but I thought that hung in the balance, and then it decided to go by the wayside. But I don't know whatever happened to the money, if we ever put money into it.
Madam Chair.
Yes, James.
Yeah, that was in 2007, I believe, or 2008. The money was later on reappropriated to be used for water mains and other water infrastructure.
You'd use it
Because we had bonded the money, and we had to use. Once you bond the money, you have a timeline to spend it, and so we ended up, rather than issuing new bonds for the water mains, repurposing those bonds at a future town meeting. I don't remember the exact date.
But we didn't lose out then.
No. We do have a new reserve fund for PFAS due to the settlements that happen throughout the country. We are expected to receive about 250,000. We've already received 50,000. Those funds would be available at a town meeting to be appropriated for PFAS related expenditures. So I assume the 50,000 will go towards this article.
We're resolving the problem.
Yeah, I don't know the exact cost of the design yet, but
I'll don't hold this against me if it's horribly high or horribly low. About $500,000 for like the first phase of engineering.
Yeah, millions to build a
We're
plant.
talking in tens of millions easily for the whole shebang.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
So do we, I may be getting too far ahead, but would this be something that the town would have to bond and borrow, or would this go through like the water department where we pay the capital, there's a capital line item? Is that,
if it's water department related,
It would-
it would go on the water rates. So it would be a bond of the water department.
okay, thank you.
Going on from that very heavy note, construction of water mains associated with Elm Street. So here's some happy news, and I'll qualify it by saying that it's not a done deal. The happy news is the 3.5 million MassWorks, the water grant, the grant that we had, which was originally planned for the sewer, has been transferred to water, costing the taxpayers nothing. So our contribution would be $0. We would receive 3.5 million from the state. And here's the qualifier. It's contingent on something happening with the Reed and Barton property. So good news. We have money coming in, probably, hopefully.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
any update as to I forget what the company was that was looking at it. As to, are they moving forward? Are they still evaluating it? Did they walk away?
There are ongoing discussions with this company and the state, because the state's saying we want show us an agreement that you're putting the property to use, and the developer is not signing on the dotted line just yet. So that's also on my front burner to follow up and have a better idea on whether this is going forward and what the timeline is for doing so. In the meanwhile, we lose nothing by saying, yes, we'll accept your money, and hopefully this can work.
Is there a deadline that we have to find someone to take the property in order to get the grant?
No hard deadline that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But I'm in close coordination with Paul, our planner, and he has been diligently working on this. He knows that this is top priority.
Other questions? All right.
Okay. Disposition of town property. Honestly, I'm not sure at this time what property that is, what parcel that is. Building project, the middle school roof. So that's a big one. The roof was installed about 25, 30 years ago, and there have been issues since its inception, and the school has been working on this for years. MSBA agreed to reimburse 55% of up to $9.9 million. So that's what we'll be discussing. And I'll provide you more backup information from the schools. And that's not the final number, of course. I mean, if you back that out, reducing the 55% state contribution, it comes to $4.5 million, which our accountant informs me the first year of a 20-year bond would be approximately $400,000 for the first year, and then it would go down to $200,000 at the end of the 20-year bond. You got that right? He's nodding. So that's something we need to seriously consider. Good.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Tillis,
Yes.
you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, I think I did watch the school committee meeting on this, and I was, to be honest with you, stunned. It was a 3-1-1 vote, three yes, one abstain, and one no, that they would even consider this without a debt exclusion. That would surely mean cuts. Basically, they voted for layoffs, basically, by even voting this. You know, when you look at it, cutting $400,000 a year out of the budget. We already know we gave them $500,000 from stabilization just to tread water. I think not only that, I think it would be dead on arrival at town meeting. So I think there needs to be a plan B, or they need to put it in front of the taxpayers as a debt exclusion and say, yeah, this is what it's going to cost. This is why we have to do it. Sell it to the residents, because taking it out of our operating budget would mean dozens of layoffs.
I would even add and say a debt exclusion is dead on arrival. So
They've supported them in the past. I know they haven't supported overrides, but they have supported debt exclusions for the high school, so on and so forth. Keep in mind, we did the train project without a debt exclusion. We're paying for that. We did the window project, $8 million, or whatever that was, $8 million without that. And I think those were mistakes as well. And we see it in our budgets year after year. So I would not support anything coming out of the operating budget, put it that way.
Not to mention the biggest mistake of all that the town made was building the middle school without a debt exclusion.
And just to put it in perspective, the town spent $12.5 million on the middle school, and it's $10 million to replace the roof. So I don't know, maybe tear the whole thing down and start over.
I don't want to give a cost on now.
12.5 million?
Tracy.
Who, Madam Chair?
Yes.
Well,
Who
the state
actually
pick
would
up
have
half.
the
The state could
decision
pick up
on the debt exclusion or not? Is that a school committee thing because it's a school building, or would it be our town building committee?
We'd have to put it before the voters, so
But right now, they're trying to propose it as
the
just
select
a...
board would have to put it before the voters, I believe.
Has select board discussed it at all yet, or no?
I just gave them a brief overview like I'm giving you
Okay.
today,
I
and
figured.
Well, I agree with Zach. I think it
Yes.
should go
The
before the
only one
voters
is
as
the
a
one
debt
they have.
exclusion rather than trying to eat it to a budget.
the only caveat to that is I think the school and I would like to give them an opportunity to pitch their project rather than I just
Yep.
got introduced to it the other day. Is that they're trying to make it happen this summer. So if we do a debt exclusion, the timing of it might not allow for this summer. It might be pushed to the following summer. So the funding is up in the air. Accountant and I have been discussing if this is something we can squeeze into the budget, but those discussions were not. There wasn't an immediate avenue available to fit $400,000 into the budget.
All right. Anyone else questions on that?
Moving on, 14 GASB. This is a required report to analyze our OPEB funds. We have to do it every year. It's an actuary comes in and does a study. I think it's $10,000 or $20,000, $11,000. And 15.
If that's an annual project, every 2 years, and every 2 years you come back for it? Okay. Thank you.
Next is to accept 2 tax relief statutes, one for seniors and one for veterans. The seniors would reduce the age from 70 to 65. The veterans would double tax benefits under existing exemptions.
Neither of which had a real high dollar value, I don't think.
Oh, so sorry, that was 15 and 16 we just covered. I believe the existing exemptions are, one was $250, the other was $400, so it would double those, I believe, if passed at town meeting.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Zach.
do we know what would that, the budget impact of that would be total? Has there been an estimate given?
So the assessor informed me that, I don't know if you have anything more, but there are about 10 people receiving each exemption. So what's that? Quick math. That's like under $10,000. You know, I mean, it might be more, maybe up to $50,000.
Okay.
So that's another reduction to the budget funds available. But targeted to well-deserving folks. WPAT administrative costs. Not coming to mind what that is at the moment.
Water pollution, huh? Water pollution abatement trust program.
What is it?
The administrative costs,
Oh,
the water pollution abatement trust.
that's right. That's right. So they're paid regular salaries out of our budget, but there's some rule in there that the grant, and this is all grant funds that fund this salary position, but for some reason the time they spend working on that item can't be covered under the regular allocation, so we have to make a special appropriation to use the grant to pay that portion, 2.5 hours per week. So
There's no net cost to us, it's out of a grant.
correct. Zoning bylaw update. So the planning board is intending on bringing the zoning bylaws in for an update including revising textual changes. Compensated absences trust fund.
Mark, just regarding the Article 18, at the last town meeting, that got a very lengthy amount of discussion because it was presented initially as just wording changes that made no contextual changes, and it ended up being a whole broad rewrite of it. So they're
That
coming
ex-
back at another whack at the wheel now, so.
That explains the making text changes now.
Yes.
So I am working with planning to find out exactly what those changes are.
And I would think that that's broad enough that that should be something that gets kicked to a regular town meeting, not as a special, myself. I'm not sure what the special is supposed to be, stuff that's timely that.
Oh, you mean a spring meeting rather than a fall?
Correct, right, the fall is a special, is really a town meeting that's for making stuff up rather than the big picture stuff, so I would think it'd be better off kicking it down the road.
Given the way zoning articles go, it should be its own meeting.
Yeah.
But nowhere to go.
Yeah, I'll be working with Paul to hopefully streamline that and get some clarification. We also have the compensated absences trust fund, which was started by us about a year ago, and it was starting balance was $1 million. It's down to about 930,000, I believe. So to keep that level where we suggest it should be, we'd be asking for about 70,000. I understand there is another potential draw on that on the way, depending on whether someone retires or not. That would be a buyout of approximately 80,000, if I'm remembering correctly. And I would say that that's going to be a priority during union negotiations, is to stop the bleeding with unplanned buyouts. OPEB, we've been increasing our contribution to OPEB by 5,000 a year. I believe it's up to 135,000 this coming year.
It's 130 this year.
130. I jumped the gun. I think we discussed stabilization, and I agree it's important to have a healthy, robust stabilization, as do credit rating agencies. My long-term plan is to bring us into AAA, which means that we have to have a higher undesignated fund balance than we presently do. So if we can afford to give $1 million, I'd love to support that. I want to take a close look and talk with our accountant and to see what the maximum we can save is. Placeholder, rescind authorized but unissued debt. Not sure we have any of those. We might have 50,000 in engineering on Barrows Court, I'm informed. We'll have to see what else we have on there. Local option on license transfers. We discussed this briefly at the select board meeting, and they weren't too keen on even forwarding this to town meeting. I don't know if they'll change their minds, but essentially what it does is there's a new law that allows wine and malt license holders, which we have 2, to transfer that license under the new law to an all alcoholic beverages license. And there hasn't been people clamoring at the door for this, so the select board was a little hesitant in just making the change for the sake of making it without a genuine need. And so it would be up to town meeting whether they would accept this law. And then even if they accept it, it'd be up to select board if they actually transfer any of those licenses from the partial to the complete. So that's the story on that. Subject to your questions?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Bill.
I recall that dispensaries are tied to liquor licenses, so does that increase that?
If I recall, and I might butcher this, but I spent a lot of time with HCA's in a prior life when I was Taunton's attorney. There was a number of, it was based off the alcohol licenses, how many cannabis licenses you needed to have at a minimum. So I think it was 20%. So if you had 5 alcohol licenses, you'd have to have 1 cannabis license.
So if you're increasing, does this increase your number of licenses going from malt to full? And then does that increase the other?
So if the existing 2 wanted to convert to licenses, then yes, we would have 2 more alcohol licenses. And in theory, don't hold me to it, but in theory, yes, if that was a multiple of 5 and we rounded up to another cannabis license, then potentially we would have to permit another cannabis dispensary. This is just off the cuff. I'd want to.
Right. I recall this coming up a year or 2 ago, and I recall my asking or my saying, you have 2 things here, but you only talk about 1. And I think the townspeople should understand if you do X, Y is going to happen. Not that I'm against it, not that I'm for it, but you're not giving the full picture when you're doing it this way.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
On a similar thing, Bill, just this year, I think I was reading in the paper, 25 dispensaries have turned in their state licenses and gone out of business because it's so saturated that, they can't even make a go out of it. It's so heavily regulated, so.
Okay.
All right. Any questions on the articles in general? All right. So the town report submission, is that just a reminder that to us, or for number 3 on the agenda? Just a reminder, okay. All right. Should we go on a designation of capital improvements committee representative? Any
Madam Chair?
volunteers? Yes.
I'd like to make a motion that we allow Zach to continue on that board.
Zach, do you want to continue? Excellent. All right, so we've nominated Zach. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Everyone's
Don't
very
all jump at
eager
once
in
here.
second. All right.
I was really holding Zach for something else.
Okay.
You'll get your turn here in a second.
He just learned the words respectfully decline, so.
All right, so I'll take a roll call vote. Brandon,
Yes.
Bonnie,
Yes.
Paula,
Yes.
Zach,
Abstain.
Gavin,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
and I too am a yes. Congratulations.
Okay,
Oh, Kevin, is Kevin still on?
Yes.
All right, excellent. It is
Yes and
unanimous.
yes.
All right, you are officially in. And PBC representative. I was the PBC representative, but I'd like to step back from that. So I don't know if anybody else is interested in
Madam Chair,
taking that on. Yes.
I'd like to nominate Paul Slaker for the
right.
Permanent Building Committee.
Paul, do you accept the nomination? Okay.
guys voted in?
Excellent. All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Brandon,
Yes.
Bonnie,
Yes.
Paula,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Paul,
Abstain?
Bill,
Yes.
and Kevin.
Yes.
And I too am a yes. All right. Excellent. And now for reorganization. This is my favorite part of the meeting. All right, so we need to reorganize and we need a nomination for chair.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I nominate William Rotundi as chairman.
Second?
I have a nomination and a second. Bill, do you accept the nomination?
I really think it should go to a newer member, because that's kind of how we've structured it before.
All right, so I will ask,
We're looking for your guidance, Bill.
I'm looking for why newer members don't want to do it.
all right, that's,
Good
putting
question.
some on the spot. Or those in general. who
Made it
haven't
look
do
so fun. I don't understand.
I mean, I can answer that question as a new member. Two things. One, I barely know what I'm doing. And two, and maybe even less than barely. And two, I think I heard during my appointment process that it was the opposite. It's usually the more senior members. So this is a surprise. It's not.
Well, we sort of go in line, and some people skip their turn, but typically we
Why did you look at Zach?
typically we go in order of whoever was appointed. So I guess I will open it up to does anyone else want it? Because I think literally it's anyone's for the taking if anybody else wants it.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
can you advise everyone how much time it takes, extra time, a week, or that way everyone has an idea of the commitment?
I mean, I will let other former chairs jump in too.
I think that depends. I know the year I was chair was the year where we had 3 budgets. Everyone remember that? Anyone? So I felt like it was a lot of time. It's just staying on top of everything. Definitely paying attention fully at every meeting. Not that we all don't. But in keeping track of like when, James says he's going to be emailing the turnbacks broken down, making sure you're taking notes of that, make sure you're following up with that. So yeah, I mean, it is extra time that you're preparing for the meeting and following up on things. Yeah, just trying
I
to
think
be
Paula
honest.
said it well before. Earlier we were talking about it, and she said you're just always on, right? You're always having to think about it. So it's a little bit of a, of a pressure that way.
So, Bill, what do you say?
Mental load.
Yeah, mental. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
Thank you.
Bill could just do it in his sleep at this point because he's done it so many times.
True.
Well, we haven't heard from Kevin either.
Oh.
Hey, Kevin. What's up?
I just took a new role at work. I don't think I'm up for it right now,
I tried that.
unfortunately.
It didn't work out for me.
And,
All right.
Keep you in mind for next year.
And none of the newer members would do it if someone who has the experience would be vice chair? Because we still have to fill that role too.
That's true too. Brandon, any thoughts? Been quiet down there.
I'm just thinking if my wife would kill me.
Consideration for myself at the time.
I avoided divorce. It was close, but
Well, perhaps one of them will be vice chair for you. If you take on chair.
Ascend to the throne in 2027, fiscal year 27.
Bill, if you do it, I'll be your vice chair if someone nominates me.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Hopefully it doesn't cause a divorce in my family. Since I've already done it twice in the past 6 years.
6 years, yeah.
And you did a hell of a job.
Nominating him again.
Hence why I'd rather be vice chair than chair.
So are we allowed to nominate anyone else then, or do we have to wait procedurally until Bill?
For chair, you're talking about?
Yes.
I mean, I think Bill would be happy to step back if someone else wants to be nominated.
Oh, I was going to nominate Zach.
Oh, Zach will not take it. We've tried.
No, listen, I do it. I run a
Second.
business. I got 100 employees. I get 1,000 emails a day. It would be just too much stacked on.
Yeah, make it 1,001, right?
2011.
You'll have kids.
I think we're back to you, Bill.
I'm not sure we're back to me yet. He's really thinking about it.
Who?
You!
Who?
Tell.
So you take the vice chair? Okay. Bill, what do you say?
I guess.
I'm taking that as a yes, and I'm going to take a vote.
There a second?
All right. Yeah, I think we had more than 1 second, right?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
we did.
All right, Brandon.
For
This is for the chair.
This is for the chair. Sorry, we're voting on Bill as chair.
yes.
Yes. Bonnie,
Yes.
Paula,
Yes, thanks,
Zach.
Bill.
Zach,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Bill,
Abstain.
and I too am a
Wait,
yes.
I didn't say
Oh,
no.
Kevin,
Yes.
still lose. Yes. All right.
Thank you,
On the
Bill.
record.
Thank you, Bill.
800.
All right, Bill, do you want to take over?
No.
7.
You want me to do the
Eight
rest?
can
Okay.
finish
All right.
the
Fine.
meeting.
Okay. Just for you, Bill. All right. I will take a nomination for vice chair.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'll nominate Brandon Noble as the vice chair of the Finance Committee.
Excellent.
Second.
All right. I have a nomination, a second. Any other nominations? Crickets. All right. Brandon,
Abstain.
Bonnie,
Yes.
Paula.
Yes, thanks, Brandon.
Yes. Thank you. Zach,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
and I too am a yes.
So, Madam Chair, just so he doesn't get blindsided just before the warrant comes out, the verbiage, the page and a half, 2 pages that goes at the start of the warrant, you are the author.
Oh.
Thank you.
So you want to keep notes going forward, just so you'll know what to incorporate in there as to what's transpired through the year, the highs and lows for the
Paul,
town's finances.
He'll get one of his robots at Boston Dynamics to write that.
We can also help you with that, Brandon.
Yeah.
Thanks you.
You're welcome.
And
Right.
thanks for
Any-
telling me afterwards, Paul.
Yes. Yeah, that was convenient, right? Good timing. All right. Any other, so discussion on format for future meetings? What was that?
I make a motion, we continue with the hybrid format just for people that can't make it at the last minute or something.
Second.
All right. Motion is second. Any discussion on that? All right. Brandon,
Yes.
Bonnie,
Yes.
Paula,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
and I too am a yes. All right. Anything else from anyone?
Minutes.
Oh, yes.
Do we have any?
Did you get any
From, like, the whole last year?
from? So,
Here for the rest of
I
the
was
meeting.
told that whoever the woman was, secretary was, that was taking minutes, had a bunch of minutes, had submitted them, but our town manager was just looking at them and was supposed to forward them at some point. Are they out there somewhere in the ether? Is there a whole bunch of minutes somewhere sitting there?
They might be in the large stack of unread emails in
Okay.
my mailbox. That's
Okay.
possible.
Or maybe Michelle would know where they
I-
would be, or even just the secretary herself, if she's can maybe resend them if she has them.
Can follow up and make sure you have those in time
Perfect.
for your next
Virtually
meeting.
did none last year.
Yeah, we haven't had minutes in
Didn't do any.
forever. So my whole term, we didn't get minutes. So
So your term didn't count, so we should revisit the chair and get it back to you again.
Second that.
Look what you put in Bill's lap
all those minutes.
and what someone put in.
All right. Anything else for tonight?
Just a question on that. Are we in violation of anything at any point?
Yes.
What if we? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's like
Will you do the
30
jail
days or
time for us?
But well, it's the
Spider.
junior members that are responsible for those.
Oh yeah.
something. Very short walk to the police station. So.
All right. Anything else?
Awesome.
All right. I will take a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second? All right. Brandon,
Yes.
Bonnie,
Yes.
Paula,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Gavin,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
and I too am a yes. Thanks, everyone.
Next Monday?
Yes.
Yeah.